every crudel or so, singled out like a split neutron, or omitted but subconscious like dark matter. You, dark matter, you. As what they like, diluted and written like journalists, like groupies. In the dreams, I was the killer. I knew I had really killed, and I should be careful so they did not come to lock me up. As what they like, diluted and written like journalists, like groupies. I remember most of all the bike, the handlebars, the rhythm, the beat. It's the one too deep, as we were told. Little neutrino. The transferal of lust into infinitesimal particles, speeding through your veins, your socialities, your love hours. You little neutrino, you. You split-second presence, you little subspatial generic particle, you, sweetie, should have stayed at home. Hold down with the street, hold down like with me, and like in between those flickers of space, we might have put it. We like Sound Lab, we like Audio Collective, we. Diluted and written like journalists, like groupies.
You said something about Baltimore in the early morning is exactly like the only. Cities have an unconscious, that cities are exactly just like a psychic apparatus, and they have a conscious part and an unconscious part, and it's very funny when you see people trying to repress a certain thing of the city, because you find exactly what happens with psychic apparatus, which is that it just comes out in another place, so trauma.
The Main Street, sexuality of proximities. The Main Street, a double exposure. The queered, the layered, the double, the brotherly. The city is such a space of contradiction and conflict, times, proximities, sexualities. Architectural, like the conjunction of the social, personal, paranoic, and public. As with you. It is a question of proximities to power, wealth, etc., etc. Everywhere as you, morphed as buildings, as space, as devoured and trifled, we are haunted by the world for the sake of a nursery rhyme. Remember most of all the bike, the handlebars, the rhythm, the beat. It's the one too deep, as we were told. Little neutrino. The transferal of lust into infinitesimal particles, speeding through your veins, your socialities, your love hours. You little neutrino, you little split-second presence, you little subspatial generic particle, you, sweetie, should have stayed at home.
So what are you going to be having?
A vodka martini, dry, olives. No, just a glass of red. Actually, do you have white?
We have a Pinot Grigio.
I think I'll have a martini.
Olives?
Twist. Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's 9:45.
Was there a guy in here earlier, sort of blonde, tow-headed, a bit Jack Nicholson-ish?
Nope. No one like that in here this evening that I know of.
No one came in here looking for anyone else?
Well, what time were you supposed to meet him?
9. I'm late, of course. He never showed I am too slick for my own good. Perhaps I have tricked myself again, and now I am haunted. A faster, premature sphinx waylaying him before he could unravel me. This riddle might explain something about myself. Cast him in a daze. My new ambition to lose oneself in the city, make it a maze, drown in the streets, de-signify, become labyrinth or city. And now I'm haunted. The faster seems first things delaying, wailing, before he could unravel me. This riddle might explain something about myself. Cast him in a daze, cast him in my new ambition to lose oneself in the city. This riddle might explain something about myself. Signify in the city, become labyrinth or city. Hi, is that a cello?
No, it's a stand-up bass.
Oh.
Are you really fascinated by musical instruments, or were you just striking up a conversation or something?
I'm really fascinated by musical instruments.
I'm Jack. Black Jack.
Did you just make that up?
Are you gonna tell me your name?
Are you going somewhere?
Why?
Why what?
Well, you wanted to know what I was doing right now.
I thought maybe... Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I know this one. You thought maybe we could go for a coffee and chat. Do you always meet people on street corners, or what?
Where else would you meet people?
Why don't we hook up tomorrow?
Where?
Pick a bar.
Koos, North African decor.
Yeah, what time? 10?
9 o'clock then.
He said something like Baltimore in the early morning is exactly like the unconscious.
I knew by knowing you were meant to be inserted into the memory of the urban fabric, ingrained in this plastic, this brick, and these zillions of mediating particles of oxygen and water, drifting, shunned to erase the last shunned memory of these steps. Your feet and you like we climb the same space, tingling my sub just where it pricks, or something to that effect. Me in my tweed space, me in my articulation of well-deceived lust. Was it one step or two as we passed each other on the street? Your hair reverberated and your face took on the resemblance of nothing in particular. Just nothing in mine. I have seen your hand become handlebars, and in the distance, me devoured and space same, space more, environ more, ambiented, space more in my tweed space.
Well, just that it'd be interesting to find out exactly what Baltimore in the early morning looks like. Yeah. So we can know what the model of the unconscious is.